Hi, this is Andre Little. Just want to let you know, for those of skeptics out there who think you can't buy real estate, no money down, or that down payment assistance doesn't exist, let me prove you wrong. Here are just three different transactions here I want to share with you here. And these properties here, not only that, but because they plugged into my system for the down payment assistance program, they actually, not only did they not put any money down, they actually received money at closing. So they actually were paid to buy a house. They received a check in hand when they bought their home. This is just recently, just the last few months here, I want to share for here. Here's someone that actually, the loan amount was 351,000 at a rate of 7.5%. And I want to just show you here, basically on this one here, I'm going to slide down here, cash to close. The closing cost was $17,780.30. For those of you who have never bought a home, when you buy a home, you still have what's called closing costs. Closing costs are between 3 to 5% on average in Florida here. In this case here, the client didn't have to come with that. They actually received money at closing, $300. This is paid to them at closing. And walk through you here so you can see some of the fees here. This here shows here there was an appraisal fee that was $625, compliance fee, credit report fee, electronic MERS fee, flood cert fee, funding fee, mortgage insurance fee. This fee basically ensures the lender, in case someone defaults on loan, that they're protected. This shows you the endorsement fee, title insurance fee. This protects you to make sure that the property that you're getting entitled to doesn't have any encumbrances on it. And if it does, you're going to be protected by it. Settlement closing fee. It shows here loan closing costs $10,864.05 for this here. I'm going to slide down a little further here for you to see homeowner's insurance. This protects your property in case it's burned to the ground, in case there's any incidents against it. This is insurance. So these things are things that have to be paid on top of the down payment closing costs here. But this here shows here that the total closing costs here was $17,163.30. Now, I want to share with you here that this here shows basically at closing here, these are the costs that was involved, borrower paid, seller paid. Now, I want to scroll back down here so you can see here, in this case here, that there's some things called a loan estimate. When you do the initial loan, we do what's called an estimate, what we think your fee is going to be when you go to closing. This one here shows that we thought they were going to need about $2,737. It's always better to overestimate, and so that people will be more pleased in the end here. So this one here shows this is the final. This is what actually took place at the end of the closing. They didn't bring $2,737 to buy this property here at closing. They received $300 back. Let me prove it to you down here again. Here's the total closing cost fee right here. This right here shows down here the breakdown of it. This shows here that there was an earnest money deposit, which you have to do when you do a closing. They did do that part there. Here's the loan amount here, $351,973. My company loans to them. This here shows that there was a secondary financing. A second mortgage. The down payment assistance is a second mortgage of $17,555 in this case here. There was a seller credit of $4,299, meaning that the seller gave closing costs help on top of this one here. And so this shows here that in this case here, that total due from borrower closing, $379,047. Total paid on behalf of the borrower, $379,347. So we paid more than what the actual borrower needed. So that's why the borrower received $300 back at closing. This is the seller side. The seller, what did the seller get? This shows cash to close here, the borrower, $300, cash to close over here from the seller. The seller, no, the seller received $331,000. After they paid off their mortgage, other fees, they received $331,000. So pays to get in real estate, whether you're on a seller side or buyer side, the seller had a win-win because they had no mortgage, pretty much property's paid in full. That's just one transaction. Let's go to another one here now. This one here is a transaction. This one here was actually new construction, which is very rare to have a property for new construction to go along with that. Something has to happen here. This one here was in Pensacola, Florida. The one prior to that was in Ocala, Florida. This one here shows here that in this case here, still getting back $300. That's the maximum I think you're allowed to get back with our down payment assistance program for our system here. But this here shows here that they have the closing costs as well. Have the appraisal fee with $640 here. They have also the MERS electronic fee. They have also the mortgage insurance premium, which is from the Department of HUD, meaning Housing Urban Development, it was FHA loan, $4,902.71. Processing fee. So it's here, actually a title search, shows here endorsement fee, premium lenders coverage, $1,500.50 here. Summer close fee, $450 for the fee there. This showed a total of $8,862.11 here. Now going back over here, going down to more fees here. So you can see here, the total closing cost was $16,650.07 here. Now let's go down here a little further. Let's go back. Here's the loan estimate that went out up front. When the person applied for a loan here, we estimated what they were to need, $39,284. Of course, they didn't have that there. We were aware of that. However, the finals, what you want to see, the final at closing, they didn't have to come up with any money. They received $300 and they bought a brand new construction home, which is very rare. Tell a little history on that one. The builder had built the home. Whoever they built it for, they couldn't get financing. So it came back on the market. The builder was flexible enough after we had talked to them, said, look, I got to buy here. I already have the loan approved for them. I just need you to accept my terms here for them to be able to buy this property here. There's no money down transaction. Because the builder's in a situation, they already built the home and the other one fell through for whoever they were going to sell it to. But I had declined. I talked to the builder. The builder said, okay, we'll do that. So the builder still gave them closing costs help and assistance as well to help them in this home here. Here's the sales price of property, $294,100. Closing cost, $16,567.41. If you go down in here, you will see here, seller credit, $12,000. So the new construction builder gave them $12,000 for them to get into the home. Secondary financing was $14,209. This one here, you'll see at the very bottom here, cash to close, from bar, note, to bar. The bar received $300 to buy a brand new construction home of their dreams there. And what did the builder get? Well, the builder got $274,000 out of it. So he didn't lose any money. All right, and let's go a little further. Now, this one here is a little bit larger transaction. This is someone in Miami. Someone bought a $500,000 home. Actually, I think it's $510,000. So I'll show you this here. But the loan amount shows here initially was at $495.51. That's the first mortgage. There are two mortgages here. It's a 7% rate for this one here. Let's break it down. Cash to close, $300. So here's one about a $500,000 home in Miami, and basically no money down for getting paid to buy the home. In this case, here's go with the fees here. I had an appraisal fee of $555 here, compliance fee, credit report fee. Here's showing master service fee. Here's HUD again. HUD is a one. They have what's called mortgage insurance. That's to protect you in the case of the person's default, $8,521.27. Here's third-party processing fee. It shows here the title company that handled the transaction, $2,552 here for the lender's coverage. For the title insurance, settlement closing fee, $1,051 here. It's a total $15,572 there. Let's go a little further down here. Prepaid interest on the property, $764.14. Homeowner insurance premium was $4,325. Insurance is very expensive, especially in South Florida, with all the hurricanes and storms here. So they had to cover that as well. Now, in this case here, let's go a little further here. Down here, it shows the total closing costs for this property here. That's one more for $500,000 was $27,299.70. This is showing here real numbers, real data here. Now, the loan estimate went out here. We show here the loan estimate. This goes out before the transaction we estimate it should be. So many times the fees are a little higher than what it should be, but we'd rather actually, in our case here, overestimate so that in the back end, people will be very happy. We told them we need about $6,554 to close. This person making about $150,000 a year, but yet they're buying a property, no money down. Here it shows you the final estimate. They didn't have to bring that $6,554 to the table. They received $300,000 to buy a property that they purchased for $510,000. Now you say, well, here we go. Here's from the bar here. Sell price of property. They bought a $510,000 property here, as you'll see here. And the closing cost is $27,299.70 here. And when you go down here, here are the terms. We gave a loan amount of $495,451 from us. They have put an earnest money deposit down there. This shows here that the secondary financing for the second mortgage is $24,720.50. The seller gave them $10,000 in closing costs. And then just go down here to bottom line. Cash to close from bar, nope. Cash to close to bar. They received $300 to buy their dream home. And I believe it's a beautiful home down there for $500,000. And the seller received $468,265. This is one of the tough persons over in Europe. I had to talk to the different agents to get them to accept the deal, understand how this could be a no money down deal. Seller was reluctant. He had other offers he thought he wanted to go with. And after I talked to the agents, and they all said, okay, we never knew this could be done, but we can see that you have a proven track record. We got the deal done. So I just wanted you to see this here and understand how important it is for you to know that you got to plug into the right system with the right person who knows what they're doing to get you from point A to point B. You can truly see that there's evidence here that you can become a homeowner no matter what your background is and what your income is. let me plug you into my system so you can now become a homeowner. This is Andre Little. I want you to know that you can be the next one. So I like to say something to you. Start packing. You're about to buy your home.